Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon, and today we're doing a setup player review for the two-player game Canopy. Now this is the standard edition, apparently there's a deluxe edition which does look rather nice. And you can play this solo, and you can play it 3 or 4 players. Everything is basically in this rulebook inside these envelopes for some reason, if you want to do so. It's by Tim Eisner. I've played March of the Ants, also by him. I haven't played Wonderland's War, but I know somebody who's got a copy, and I'm very keen to get a video out for that too. Subject to me being able to get them to actually get around to opening the game, which they've had it for over a year now and it's been on the shelf of shame. So in this box, everything is a nice neat insert. We have some 3 seasons going on. So I'm going to start the game now. If you're watching this as a short over on YouTube, make sure you watch the full video as well. So here we go. We have a 3 seasons, 2 seasons, 1 season. We are looking to get the best Canopy out there, and you can score points in various ways. So you can see there's multiple ways of doing this. You can get new cards out as well. Everyone takes a player aid as well. And there's 2 available, and so if you're playing with more players, you just need to switch things around, but we can bring them into shot like this. So, like I said, whoever has the biggest tree at the end of the 3rd season will get themselves 5 victory points. Whoever has the biggest the 1st season gets 3, and in the 2nd season it's 4. There's various other tokens out you can play with, and points will accumulate, and you can spend points, you can gain points at the end of season 2. So I'm just going to dig through the rest of this insert to get what we need. So everybody is going to start off with some cards. We are going to take 10 cards and take them out of the game, and then we're going to shuffle everything else up too. So in this game, we are looking to build a canopy. We're going to have forest fires, diseases, they're going to be seedlings, we're going to have animals, and we're going to have plants. So we have these seedlings decks, so just leave them off to one side, just leave them up here. Whilst I'm setting this up, you'll find this in the setup playlist, you'll find this in the AmassGames playlist, and various other playlists too, such as the How to Setup Play and Review playlist, amongst many others. And as this is a 2-player game, the 2-player playlist. So everyone is going to have a starting tree location, so someone else is going to have theirs just out of shot, but as you can see, we're going to be competing over these cards here as well. So what are you going to do? Well, this game has something that's known as a Winston draft. You are going to have 1 card placed in the 1 position, 2 in the 2 position, and 3 in the 3 position. Check out my Sea of Clouds video. It's another mechanism you'll find over there too. So this mechanism's only been found in 2 games. And now if I happen to be going first, I'm going to look at this card. Do I want this? Well, if I happen to have 1 fern at the end of the season, I'll get 2 points. 2 will give me 0, 3 give me 6, etc. And obviously any more than 10, well, that's it. So I could pick that, or I could choose not to. So I'm going to place a card here. Now this deck of cards, this triggers into the season, divide it roughly into 3, and that basically represents the end of the season, so you can just about see this out of shot. I was going to zoom out, but I didn't want to have a grainy effect going on here, and now I could pick this card. Now, I normally film in natural light, it's a bit dark now, it's a lot better as you can see, it's worth 0 presently, but now, just for example, I'm going to draw from that 1st season deck of cards, draw these 3 cards here. In this case, I've got an emerald boa, I've got 1 fern and 1 seed. Again, I could just choose to take the top card if I didn't take from here. In this case, I'll take these cards. So now we'll just move these out of shot, and now I'm going to have these cards played in front of me. So, at the end of the season, I will get myself 2 points for a boa, but 5 points if I've got 2 of them. I'll get 2 points presently for just 1 fern, and currently I've got a seed, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. So now we've got, obviously, we already had some cards going out here for obviously season 1, so they pick a card, maybe they leave a card, and now I don't know what's there. They do take these cards, and of course then they're going to play these cards out in front of them, and of course I should have replaced a single card in the 3 season zone as well. So I think I will zoom out at this point. I wasn't necessarily going to do that, but let me just show you how this is going to look. It's subject to allowing me to do so, which it did earlier, but we're having some issues today. So what we're going to do now is think what we're doing next, and we are going to pick our cards. So I'm going to look through the first 1 deck again and see we've got more seeds. Don't need any more seeds, 1 is plenty. We do have a fern, but we're going to skip that. We're going to look through season 2 and look for this pile. So we need 3 of these to score any points at all, 8 points, and that should have had a card here. And in this case, we just take it. So now we've got more things to work towards. And now, of course, imagine the rat season finishes, so all these cards go, you're going to score up and compare. So in this deck, you'll find various cards. You're going to find cards such as this, which you're going to tuck under, and now I've got a taller tree. You are going to need a canopy, so you're going to need to complete your tree to be able to score. What you're going to score is the amount of cards in it, so this scores me 1 point. And this card in this instance is rather terrible, but this canopy, of which there are 11, yours is going to score 0 times the amount of trunk cards, so 2. But some of them are much better. So you've got other Canopy cards, another 0, but that scores 1, some of them score 2, some of them will be in these other 2 decks. And I am going to try and zoom out another time because it's really annoying that I can't see, and it was working earlier, but never mind. So now what we're going to do is go to talk about scoring. So what we're going to do now is we are scoring up. So you've seen what we can do. You can play certain cards out and take your turn from there. Now, we didn't see any fire cards, bizarrely, but if you happen to see a fire card, it lets you destroy a card. You might get rain and sun cards. What you can do is play out this. It's worth 5 points if you've got a sun card, and of course each season you're able to score these. Each pair is going to give you 5 points. There are other cards such as Drought, which bizarrely again are not appearing in the shuffled deck that I'm playing with. So I'm just going to show you something which does have a card of which I want to show you with. So you might have a fire card. If you have 2 fire cards, you must lose 2 of your plant cards. So that's rather important. And if you happen to have other cards such as fire, then that's also going to make you discard cards too. So for 2 of these, discard fire. 1 is fine. If you have 3, everybody loses 1 card. Okay, that's 2 players. You might have a Bromelia, so 1 is worth 2 points, 2 is worth 7, but 3 is worth -3 or 3 or more, which is why you want 2 fire cards to lose yourself some Bromelias to make sure you get down to ideally maximum of 2. Let's talk about seedlings. So in this case, at the end of the round, if you happen to have one of these, you're going to draw 3 cards and you can play one of them, the rest gets discarded. So maybe I want some more ferns, maybe I don't want any Bromelias at the minute, but if you've got a fire card, it lets you draw an additional card, so you have 4 to pick from. And that's how that works. And that's pretty much the game. Obviously, you're trying to do set collection, you're trying to push your luck and get better stuff as you go along. Obviously, a bit of admin going on as you pass things up. What I think of the game is very cute. It's great to look at these trees, and of course, the biggest tree at the end of the game is also going to get themselves 10 points. You can only score a tree once per season, and ultimately, you have to be aware of the fact that there is some luck going on with what you're drawing. My average rating for a game is 6.4. I would give this a 6.6. It's very cute, it looks nice, but you are ultimately having to wait and hit on certain cards to get something. Again, use these to decide how many points you're going to get, and there's enough of those to work. Again, there are some advanced cards as well you can play with, but I've put them out of the game. Bottom right hand side, you'll see how many there are of everything. And if you look for a purple one, that is what they look like. So that's ultimately this deck, and you can discover that for yourselves. And that is the game. So please do let me know your thoughts best on YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell as I mentioned. Head through to YouTube, where again you can find other videos. Also head through to the podcast. You can find that via the description on YouTube. Choose a search on Google Podcasts. You can find on Apple Podcasts, Overcast, Spotify and other places. Let me know if you need it anywhere else. Also head through to Instagram, over 3,000 posts, over 4,000 followers at time of recording, and head through to join the discussion over on Facebook as well, along with TikTok and X. Thanks very much for watching. That's been Canopy, a very quick run through, 8 minutes. But as you can see, you're building cards, taking cards, pushing your luck if you can get a better card, and looking to do something else. This has been a borrowed copy. Really apologise for why it zoomed in and stuck like that. It's something going on which I can't seem to fix. But there we go for now, back to the table.